From flowers to four-poster beds, it's always exciting when you can find almost anything and everything for home decor under one roof, and that too in the luxury space. Hello and welcome to the Interior Show with me, Aditi Singh. And right now, I've stepped into exactly the kind of store I was talking about, called INV Home in Mumbai. And I'm also joined by the owner of the store, Mr. Nitin Jain.
Hi, I'm Nitin. I'm the owner of INV Home. We are a luxury home interior brand, and we got established in the year 2012 to cater to the domestic Indian market. And in today's date, we are operating 5 stores over here in India. We have a large manufacturing facility of our own, whereby all the furniture and all the textiles are made entirely in-house, keeping the quality of the product intact, making sure that we are meeting the world-class standards which we are used to exporting around the world. Our USP against the other competitors is that we are able to customize anything for you. We have in our store products from about 20 countries with the best of artisans, the best, most luxury products around the world. When I started the store, there was only one philosophy, and the philosophy was what you feel from the heart. What do you feel for your house? That is what has been always the emphasis. Luxury can be anything. It doesn't need to be very expensive. Luxury is indulgence in something which you really appreciate and you cherish, and you feel, oh wow, I own it. That's what I would say luxury is for me.
Hi Nitin, it's great to have you on the show today.
Hi Aditi, welcome to INV Home.
Well, it's my pleasure. Nitin, I would like to begin by asking you that what is the idea behind the name INV?
INV name came about, we wanted people to feel envious of our store, obviously, that's INV. And also INV stands for my son's name, Ishan and Vihan. So that's the whole history behind INV Homes name.
So coincidentally, it all, came together.
It all came together, yes.
Now, the theme, or probably what the message that the name of the store tries to convey is, I envy you. How do you translate that philosophy through your products?
See, any product which you pick up is a very unique product, which I would say 70% is just exclusive to us at INV in whole of India.
Okay. So having said that, how would you say INV is redefining luxury?
See, INV, when you come to the store, firstly, it's a one-stop solution. You can buy each and everything for your house, from furniture to textiles to accessories to dining, lighting, everything is available here. The other important aspect of INV is customization. Like when you actually walk into a store and you say, oh, I love that sofa.
Yeah.
And you can say, okay, I need it in a particular color. Can you do that? Yes, we do that. I mean, we deliver in 6 weeks. We also do customization of home textiles, which very few brands do. Like for example, you were to pick up a cushion cover and you would say, oh, I love that design, but I wish I could have it in my aqua color. We'll do that for you as well.
Okay.
So that's one of our strengths.
Now, INV houses a variety of products. Could you just segregate broadly for our viewers?
The biggest categories where I would say which would define INV is obviously furniture comes on the top list.
Yeah.
And the second category would be home textiles. So anything to do with textiles, whether it is your cushion covers, your quilts, your curtains. The third category, which is our dinnerware, is a very exclusive line which we house in INV with all the top brands from around the world, including Versace, Rosenthal, Zwiesel, and even our own designed dinnerware, which is fine bone China, and things imported from Italy as well. The fourth category where we are very strong, I would say, is our artificial flowers, which we are importing from Asia and from Holland, which is, I can proudly say that nobody has so many number of colors and the variety which we house in INV. And lastly, but not the least, is our small accessories. You would find very small stuff starting from 200, 300 rupees going up to about 2,000, 3,000 rupees, which you would love to keep anywhere in the house, whether it's your desk, whether it's your living room, whether it's your bedroom. So they are like one of the biggest accessories, I would say.
Now, when it comes to consumers, how do you think has the demand changed?
It's really amazing to see the kind of customers we have. And for that same reason, INV Home has a wide variety of product from different price range.
Yes.
Like for example, you could buy a crystal product from us for 40,000 rupees, and we also have crystal products which is 5,000 rupees.
Okay.
So we cater to that whole client. Okay, you want this look, we still have it. So we're giving luxury at affordable prices also.
Nitin, you told me a while ago that there are some products you do import. Now, Since you cater to the Indian audience eventually, how do you make sure that within those products you still give that Indian touch to it?
See, when we import the products, we actually import a whole contemporary lifestyle. And in our store, even though we import so much, we still have 40% to 50% of stuff which is from India. So what we try to do is the ones which we make in India actually are with the Indian colors, and the imported products are there to break it. So it's basically to merge with it, and it really stands out. That's really when the unique combination comes out, because what we make here in terms of textiles, in terms of furniture, is completely, with a little bit of Indian aesthetic. Like we have hand-carved headboards, which is definitely used to be worked out in palaces in India, but we've given a complete contemporary touch to that. Now, to add to that, we would actually put a modern crystal lamp along with it, which kind of blends it.
Okay, so it's always a combination that works.
Absolutely.
And never in isolation.
No, not at all.
All right. And I have to ask you this, since you offer such a huge variety of products. Now, amongst those different categories, what are some of your hottest picks?
Some of my hottest picks would be, there is a unique marble hand chair, which, once when you enter the store in Mumbai and in other stores also, it's a very unique handcrafted piece from a single block of marble. The second piece I would speak about is sculpture which we imported from Paris. There is this sculpture called daunting. Unique pieces, there are only 20 pieces around the world. We have one of them. And some more pieces, we have a beautiful hand-carved, bed, which is about almost, I think, 35 to 40 years old wood has been used to make that. So some of those products really make it very unique. Each and every product which we have picked, and it's all hand-picked by me and Ritika. And at INV, we have a story. I mean, there's a reason why we picked that up. Would you use it? Would you not use it? Oh, I would love that in the bedroom. There's a whole story. I mean, that material itself, there are unique materials which you would find. There's so many material compositions which are there in our store, which, once we walk through, I'll take you over and I'll show you.
Well, Nitin, after that brief conversation about the store, I'm only more keen to explore what's in store. So, moving further, we're going to explore and go one by one through every category and every product line to discover what you have to offer.
Absolutely. Whenever you're ready.
I'm all game for it.
Okay, let's go for it then.
While that was a sneak peek into the luxury home decor market, find out what is it that can actually make your house enviable. All that INV Home has in store for you coming up in just a bit.
Versace is a leader in the dinnerware, dinner plates sector. They have a lot of vases which people really like, and they go for the brand name. If you want to go in for Versace, like just a dinnerware set, you can end up spending close to about 4 to 5 lakhs, including the cutlery and the dinner plate.
Welcome back to the Interior Show, and we continue to join you from INV Home in Mumbai. And after that interesting conversation about luxury home decor products in India, it's time for us to now explore the store inch by inch. Well, Nitin, first thing I'd like to say is that when I entered the store, I noticed that it's designed like to give it an illusion of the fact that you're in a house, right? So is there a strategy behind that?
Yeah, basically what we wanted to do is give a whole feel to the end consumer. Like all our stores are designed that way. Once you walk in the store, there is a foyer area whereby, you have your consoles and your little stuff. And then the first thing which you enter is the living room, then you have a bedroom, then we have a dining room. We are obviously, challenged for space with the high retail rentals, so we can't really showcase everything. So here, that's what we've really tried to showcase, and people really like it because, they tend to really get the whole concept in one go, rather than, being explained. You can put this over here, you can put this in your living room. So it's a very, very good concept, and I think people like it.
Yeah, and it becomes more of an experience for them.
Yeah.
So currently, we're standing in the bedroom, right? In a bedroom setup. Let's go through it one by one. What all is there on the shelf in this particular room?
Absolutely. I would like to start with this headboard right at the back and the bed. The headboard, as you see, is an oversized headboard, which is hand tufted. It's all made of genuine 100% Italian leather coming in from one of the best tanneries in Italy. I mean, it's really that blending of, the European style with the Indian, accents. Like if you see that gold petal table lamp,
Yeah.
You know, it's a very Indian look which we've tried to mix in with that whole modern Italian look. So if you see, that is all working together. And then the textiles, again, are very neutral and subtle. And then just to give a bling, we have a bling like a beaded sequin pillow right in the middle. So this really kind of brings out the luxury in the bed.
Yeah. And how about the price, if we have to sort of...
The price of the bed, like this complete whole setting as to talk about, is in the range of about 5 lakh rupees.
Okay. And individually, if it's that lamp?
Individually, that lamp is going to be about 21,000 rupees.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And then another major highlight of this bedroom, I would say, is, you know, we've really tried to match it and show how it can be matched. Like there is a dresser at the back over there.
Yes.
And then we have a matching mirror. And another highlight is a Diamantini clock from Italy over there, which is one of the favorite with all the people throughout. Even in our Delhi store in Chandigarh, here, we've had a tremendous response on it. We can't keep it in stock.
Yeah. Well, Nitin, I really think it's a good concept where you let your customers have a fair idea of how things would look like once they're placed in their respective houses. For example, as you pointed, the cabinet, just behind me out, it really goes well with the whole setting and the color palette. Now, could you just elaborate a bit more on that cabinet behind?
See, the cabinet again is a combination of 100% leather, which is from Italy. It's got a high gloss and it's got a mirror on top.
Yeah.
So it's again, I love playing with the materials. So at INV, you would find a mix of materials rather than just a solid piece, you know, to give it that interesting edge and again, you know, giving that whole luxurious feel to it.
And how about the price of both the products?
The chest of drawers would be about 1,80,000 and the clock is going to be about 48,000 rupees.
Also, tell me about the furnishings and the upholstery. I see the cushion covers out there. You have a lot of intricate detail work on it.
Basically, it's a very interesting mix of materials again. We've used a lot of beads, hand embroidery, and we've used the best of materials. I mean, you will not find any polyester fabrics in our cushions.
Yeah.
They're all made of 100% cotton, 100% silk, or 100% linen. So that's the special thing about it.
Okay. And Nitin, how does the price range vary in cushions?
The cushions would start at about 1,200 rupees and they would go up to about 5,000 rupees.
Okay. And one piece that I've not seen before is the one right behind me, those two men coming out of the glass. What does that really depict?
This is actually from a French artist and it's one of the limited edition pieces. There are only 20 pieces of these in the world. And each piece is actually different because it's all handcrafted.
Yeah.
So this is basically a sculpture which is pure bronze.
Okay.
And it is all molded glass, which is all done by hand.
Yeah.
It's a small piece, but because it's solid bronze, it weighs about 50 kilos and is priced at about 5 lakh rupees. So let me take you to the best part of the store, which is my personal favorite.
Yeah.
And let me show it to you around.
Well, since it's your personal favorite, I would love to check it out.
Okay, let's go.
So Nitin, this is the passage you were talking about, which is the highlight of the store.
Yeah.
Now tell me, what are those elements that make it so beautiful?
See, firstly, I love the way we've done the flooring, which is a very classic black and white checkered flooring, which I love. I mean, it has really given a lot of design dimension to this whole passage. It's a narrow passage, really lifts up. The ceiling which we have done is in a curved shape, and we have the two chandeliers. Right entrance, like it's like your foyer or your gallery when you enter, and then we have the two furniture pieces. One is a console, one is a chest of drawers with a very nice high gloss and mother of pearl inlay. And right at the back, if you see, we've got this now distressed wood and mirror on top, and then the crystal piece. And back over there, we have the marble hand, which I love, and I think we've got a phenomenal response. It's a marble piece and you should really try and sit on it because it's so comfortable despite being made from marble. And normally you would not really feel that marble is comfortable, you know, like it's stone. The price for that one is 2 lakh rupees for a set of two because, you know, we have a hand which is facing towards, it's a right and the left hand.
Okay.
So the best part is when you buy two of them and you have facing each other, it makes a perfect combination.
Yeah. Now, coming to another thing I noticed was the chandelier. You were talking about crystals and glass. I think that is a perfect example of luxury right there.
Right. So the crystal chandeliers, again, these are all made in our factory and then we are making it with Austrian crystals.
Yeah.
You can choose any shape, like if we are showing a round shape here, but in case like somebody wants a bigger size, which we've done a lot of installations, we can do that also.
Okay. And needless to say, crystal has to be expensive, but the exact price of that would be?
In fact, I would say it can be expensive, but this is not very expensive. That crystal chandelier right there is about 28,000 rupees.
Now, moving on to these consoles that you were talking about, tell us about it.
Like this console here is for 1,20,000. The cabinet here is about 1,80,000. It's all high gloss Italian lacquer with a beveled, toughened glass on top. All the fittings hardware are from Germany.
Yeah.
It's pretty competitively priced for what it is right now.
Okay. Now that bed, I think, is the highlight of the lobby, even though it's not in the lobby, but right there, it's in anyone's vision.
That is a very old vintage wood which we found, and it was like a wall panel. That's why we got the idea of converting it into a complete bed and a 4-poster bed for that matter.
Yeah.
So that's where if you see, it has the modern straight lines, and yet the carving really stands out. It's got that vintage white finish added to it.
And how much would this antique looking bed cost?
This antique looking bed is priced at 3,50,000 rupees.
Well, I think it's definitely worth it.
Yeah.
Now, after this, Nitin, where do you think we should head next?
I think we should head to our dining section.
Can't wait.
Here, what we are showing is primarily, there's a dining setting, and all our dinnerware collections are housed in this section. Starting from cutlery to glasses to dinnerware, your dinner plates, bottles, crystal glasses which you can place on your dining tables, and we have the best brands from around the world. Versace is a brand which people are very synonymous with, although I would say Zwiesel, when we speak about the quality, the product speaks for itself. Every brand which we have their own characteristics. Like Versace is a leader in the dinnerware, dinner plates sector. They have a lot of vases which people really like, and they go for the brand name. If you want to go in for Versace, like a dinnerware set, you can end up spending close to about 4 to 5 lakhs, including the cutlery and the dinner plates and everything.
Yes. What really struck my eyes was this chandelier right above, very different from the one that we saw outside. That was pure crystal, but this happens to be?
This happens to be, again, this is all crystal glass, and this is all made of metal and crystal glass combined together.
Okay.
This crystal actually is coming from Egypt and is very well made.
And how does the price vary when it comes to
When it comes to these ones, this is where I was talking to you earlier. Now these ones go up to as much as 1.5 to 3.5 lakh rupees per piece.
And when you're in a dining space, definitely the masterpiece has to be the dining table set. And this is clearly one. Now tell me what all has gone into it to make it look so royal.
See, it's basically what we have done here is a high gloss lacquer. And black is kind of a statement color, which we can obviously change as per the customer's requirement at INV. And we've got 100% linen in ivory color for these chairs. And this is again a very classical style, but if you see, we've completely given it a modern twist by treating it with high gloss lacquer.
One thing that still needs to be talked about in this dining space are those set of spoons and forks over there, the cutlery. Tell me about that.
This is a brand called Herdmar from Portugal. Very good made pieces. These are all guaranteed 100% for machine wash, and they are in 24 karat gold. They are in stainless steel. Different designs. We have like zebra prints, and it's a wide range. They come in all sets of 6, and they also come in set of 24 as you would want. Perfect wedding gifts also. We have like a set which is a 24 piece set, 24 karat gold plated, priced at about 1,40,000 rupees. But it has 24 pieces pretty much for the entire kitchen and for the dining table.
And thank you so much for taking me around this beautiful store of yours, Nitin. Moving ahead, we have to bombard you with few audience queries. So I need you to gear up for that.
All right. Thank you so much, Aditi. I'm ready for that.
Well, with that, it's time for another breather on the show. But coming up on the other side, a segment that's exclusively for you and by you, as we address all the queries coming from you.
Luxury has products which are made of unique materials, so care has to be taken for each and every product. For example, we have a leather sofa. It's 100% Italian leather, even though if you expose it to direct sunlight, it's natural leather, so things can get affected. So we have to advise the customers for that.
Welcome back to the Interior Show. Well, in the last two segments, we had an elaborate discussion on the luxury industry and also checked out some of the exquisite home decor products. And now, before we dip into audience queries, Nitin is going to tell us about few things we need to keep in mind when it comes to luxury products. Well, Nitin, since they're luxury products, one has to be extremely careful with them. So my first very functional question to you is that how important or rather difficult is it to maintain luxury products?
Obviously, luxury has products which are made of unique materials, so care has to be taken for each and every product. For example, we have a leather sofa. It's 100% Italian leather, even though if you expose it to direct sunlight, it's natural leather, so things can get affected. So we have to advise the customers for that. Then there are some products which are, for example, dinnerware is there, 24 karat gold plated. You can't put them in a machine wash. It's like completely 24 karat gold plating. So we have to advise the customer for that. Then there are certain beautifully hand carved antique products, which we have in our store, which you can't really clean with colin or some other material. You have to just wipe it with just a soft cloth.
Could you tell us what could be probably the safest or to say the easiest way to incorporate luxury in a living space?
See, for example, you have a small space. You have a dining table. I'll give you an example. So in the dining table, what you could easily do is have a natural stone top. Now that natural stone top could be agate, can be a quartz stone, which is very luxurious. On your desk, or let's say on your coffee table, you have a nice small centerpiece. That really brings out luxury of the coffee table as well. Suddenly a normal coffee table can start looking luxurious because just of that small centerpiece.
So how can one actually also keep the bedrooms or other rooms of the house equally luxurious?
Bedroom is the place where you actually end up spending most of the time. So I would say a very nice wall art, very nice lamps. A lot of times in our house, we have very strong lights. I would highly recommend that bedside tables be used, which should be very dim lighting in a way, I would say, and a nice rug right in front of your bed, or a nice bench for that matter. That's one thing I recommend to most of the customers who come.
Okay, well, thank you for that information, Nitin. I'm sure our viewers have gained a lot from just this short conversation regarding luxury products. So now we're going to address our viewers' queries. Are you ready for it?
I'm ready for it.
All right, let's start with the first query of the day. Mohit from New Delhi asks, I have recently bought a leather couch for my entertainment area. What kind of cushion and cushion covers will complement the couch?
See, for a leather couch, I would say one should really ideally go in for a leather cushion covered only, or he could also go in for a 100% linen cushion with a leather edging to complement the cushion. It really brings out the whole contrast, but it has to have a little element of that leather to tie back to the couch.
Okay. Now, with that, we come to the second query. Shruti writes to us on Facebook asking, what kind of four-poster bed would suit a Victorian-themed bedroom?
I would like to really go in for something which is more silver. So if she can have 4 posters of silver made of metal, and then the headboard can be carved in wood, just natural wood color would really bring it out very strongly.
So what really defines in that case a Victorian theme? Is it the carved
It's a carved panel, yes. And I really, I'm not a particular fan of looks, I would say, saying that 100% it should be Victorian.
Yeah.
That's why I blended a little bit of contemporary with the Victorian theme just to bring it out more nicely.
So you're saying that the headboard can be intricately carved and typical Victorian themed.
Yes.
But, rather go for posters that are more contemporary and straight lined.
Yes, absolutely.
To sort of balance the whole effect. Thank you for answering Shruti's query, and now it's time for you to address Hemant's query. From Mumbai, he says, my living room has suede wallpapers and very industrial furniture. How do I plan the lights in my living room to have a focal point?
I would really advise him to go for a very industrial studio light in one of the corners.
Yeah.
Because having that industrial look means that the lighting should not be very strong.
With that, we are ready to address Juhika's query, and that happens to be the last query of the day. From Chennai, she says, I want a very rich feel for my guest room furnishing. How should I plan it?
And I think what one should do is really use a lot of 100% linen, not just cotton, which is available everywhere, and then use some velvet touches and add a little bit of bling, in the furnishings. For example, the curtains could be in 100% linen and have some very nice edged beading, And on the bed, they should have a nice coverlet with complete deco cushions, which you can find at INV. I mean, you've seen a lot of it already.
Yes.
So, I mean, that really brings out, because that's not something you would usually see in your house.
Well, thank you so much, Nitin, for answering all those queries. And on that note, thank you so much for spending your day with us. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I would say that the store undoubtedly has redefined luxury. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks so much, Aditi.
Well, after a half hour wrapped in luxury, it's time for me to say goodbye. But you do know that I'll be back next week with yet another interesting episode of the Interiors Show. Until then, goodbye and keep watching Magicbricks Now.
You can watch live TV on our website mpnow.in. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/magicbricksnow. And don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at magicbricksnow. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/magicbricksnow.